I've been persuaded. Hi guys, I've been persuaded to make this video. All right, I love Merab, so I didn't want to make this video, but I want to say what I believe is the truth. And let me just say this, bro. I'm hearing multiple scorecards from a lot of people. The most popular one is 3 rounds to 2 for Merab, and it was rounds 3, 4, and 5. I'm hearing people say Umar won 2 and 5, and that makes no sense, and I'm gonna explain why. And I'm hearing people say Merab won rounds 1, 3, 4, and 5. That makes no sense too, and I'm gonna explain why. First of all, Umar didn't win the 5th round. I want people, so if you're saying Umar won and your whole basis and he won the 5th round, you're wrong, and I'm gonna explain why. Was Umar winning the 5th for about like what, 4 minutes and like maybe 20 seconds, 4 minutes and 10 seconds? Yes, he was outstriking Merab. He was doing better work than Merab. However, in that 5th round, Merab rocked him. And you could be like, dude, he wasn't rock Kenny. It doesn't matter. Merab hit him, and he made a bad step afterwards, and then he ended up getting taken down after. So Merab won the 5th round locked. So if you're an Umar fan saying Umar won the 5th round, I disagree with you heavily. And then the other side is people saying Merab won the 1st round. The 1st round was literally nothing but Umar implementing his game plan way better than Merab. Merab was kind of just, he wasn't really pushing the pace, kind of getting pieced up a little bit. And then at the end of the 1st, there's a 1-2 by Umar that rocked Merab. So I don't get that. That's just people talking. Like, that's the thing. So if you're saying Merab won the 1st round, you either really hate Umar or really love Merab. And if you're saying Umar won the 5th round, you either really hate Merab or really love Umar. That's really what it is. The truth of the matter is 1 and 2, clearly Umar. 4 and 5, clearly Merab, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's entitled to their opinion. This video is going to be focused on the 3rd round. The 3rd round is a big question mark for me. And let me just say something. I don't want to say it's a full robbery. Let me tell you why it's not a robbery. You guys got to remember from the judge's point of view, the first 2 rounds, Umar won, right? His game plan was working. And the 3rd round was the first time Merab showed a little bit of success. So you got to realize, in the judge's head, they're like, okay, Umar's kind of whooping this guy. The 3rd round is the closest round of the fight, but Umar still wins it, in my opinion. But you see like the people swaying, like different opinions popping out. Yeah, that might have been a Merab round. You even hear the announcers. But I challenge you guys to do this with me. Watch it muted. I'm going to play snippets of this because I can't really show the whole full thing, but I'm going to show you guys what I mean. If you watch the 3rd round muted, it's on Twitter, the full fight. If you watch the 3rd round muted, you're gonna look at you're gonna be kind of confused. You're gonna be like, why is Umar winning this round? Like, you're gonna be confused. And I want to give Merab props because he did a really good job in this round. Is showboating. Like, he would have situations where he would kind of like, he'll lose the exchange or he'll get out scrambled, but then he'll look to the crowd and play it up, or he'll take down Umar, then point at him, and the crowd will play it up. But he's not doing, he didn't do anything with the takedowns. He didn't like take him down and control him or land ground and pound. He would just flick him on the ground and he pointed him, I got you. The crowd will go crazy. Or he'll shoot a takedown and tap on Umar. Umar will like sprawl out of it. But then Merab's still going to look at the crowd and be like, yeah, I almost took him down. And the crowd will go crazy. I think Merab did a very good job playing to the crowd. And I don't blame the viewers. Like, you guys at home who think like Merab definitely won the 3rd round, I don't blame you for thinking that, because it's nothing more than you just, you know, you're listening to the crowd, you're listening to the announcers, and you just don't have the chance to actually look at stuff strike by strike. In this video, I'm going to be going through like when they get into these exchanges and how Umar's getting the best of it, but you're not really noticing it. And I'm also going to look at, you know, just some of the ways Merab had like played to the crowd to his advantage. And let's just get into it, man. I just want to be honest. First of all, let me minimize my camera a little bit. So we're just going to focus. We're going to look at stuff per minute. I'm going to play it muted, and I'm going to play it like in snippets. Right now it's 4:27 left in the 3rd. At this point, not much has happened. At this point, Umar was kind of just throwing kicks, some of them landing, but nothing of significance. So this is the first big moment I'm going to look at. This is like Merab's first takedown attempt, I believe. He throws an overhand into a takedown, throws an overhand, he misses, then goes for a takedown on Umar. And Umar, this whole fight, did a really good job scrambling out of Merab's takedowns. The 3rd round, people said Umar's body language looked bad this round, and trust me, he didn't. You guys are thinking of the 4th round. So look at Umar fight off this takedown. Merab's very insistent, but look at Umar's good work. Umar sprawls out. Merab kind of scores. He throws an overhand, but kind of clubs him, and then Umar's out. Boom. That's the first major moment for Merab in the fight, but it was a failed takedown. I'm going to look at all Merab's great moments and all Umar's great moments. That was Merab's first good moment. Attempted a takedown and got kind of stuffed, and Umar got out of it kind of scotch-free. And this is a little Umar moment I'm going to show you guys right now. He grazes. This is not a significant strike. I'm going to look at the softly landing strikes that kind of graze him, and I'm also going to look at the significant strikes. This is one of like a softer landing strike by Umar, but it's a score. You can see he comes in, jabs him in the face, And then he falls up, and it kind of just brushes off his cheek. They landed. It wasn't significant, but it was a good moment from Umar. In a moment where like there wasn't a lot of striking moments in this round, you got to like emphasize the time strikes were landed. So far, Umar landed a strike. I'm doing my best to like cut this up so I can only show snippets of the fight because I don't want to show the whole fight. But like, and then this is a moment from Merab that is just, it fails. Like nothing really goes here. It's kind of just from Merab trying to find the distance, and he kind of just throws a back fist and hits air. But the reason I'm showing this is because Merab had a lot of moments like this in this round that I got to get to, but the crowd doesn't really see it like that. The crowd's always going crazy, so they don't actually watch what Merab's doing. But yeah, that was just a clean miss by Merab. And then this right here, I'm going to preface this because this is what they did a lot in the third round. They had moments where they crashed into each other and kind of exchanged hands. And Umar won 99% of these things, and I'm going to show you why. And in real time, it looks different because Umar kind of reacts to punches weird, or when he's trying to get out the way from punches. Habib does it too. Islam does it. The Dagestanis, like, they like avoid punches weird. But let me just, when you slow down these exchanges, you see who really won the exchanges. And I want to show you guys how Umar legitimately won like 90% of these exchanges. This is the first big one of this round. As you can see, Umar comes in, partially lands a jab. Merab's jab kind of goes over his head while Umar's jab kind of like brushes against his nose. And then right there, they're in the pocket. And then on the exit, again, Umar lands again, boom, on the side of his head, and he's out. So they crash into each other. They're kind of throwing. Umar kind of lands the better shots. And Merab doesn't really land anything clean in these, but he's throwing as well. So it looks weird visually. Because you can see, like, after that exchange, Umar kind of bounces out. And then Merab's kind of just standing his ground. So I guess visually, you might be like, I don't know who won that exchange. But when you slow it down, you see Umar's the one who landed. And Merab's kind of the one who's kind of just swinging in that. I'll show it again. Fast motion looks like this. It's hard to gauge, but you do see who landed the exit shot, and it was Umar Nurmagomedov. So Umar at this point has landed shots. Merab kind of hasn't landed nothing yet, but he had that failed takedown attempt, which looked cool. This is Merab's first good strike that lands. It kind of lands like on the shoulder neck area, but it's still a landed punch. He comes in, boom, hits him like kind of like, it might have been on like the shoulder, like right there, but it still lands. Like whether it was clean or not, I'm gonna give Merab the credit. He landed a shot there. And then on the exit as well, like Umar kind of throws a punch. It doesn't land flush, but he throws a punch back. Then Merab throws and swings. And here, just more of Umar using his kicking work, just kicking from distance. Boom, flush in the stomach. Those score. This is their second crashing exchange when Merab kind of comes in and they kind of throw. This one was a little bit closer. Merab throws. Umar ducks under it and counters with an overhand that kind of brushes along Merab's head. Merab throws an uppercut, misses again. Then Umar again throws it on the exit. Doesn't land though. So that's another crash that only one punch landed in that crash. It was from Umar. No punches landing from Merab, but visually on fast motion, it's hard to gauge because the way kind of Umar's moving back while throwing, it's hard to gauge what's landing. But Umar's getting the best of all these crash exchanges so far. And then right here, Merab does his casual like overhand into a takedown. Throws, doesn't land, but goes straight for a takedown while Umar's in the midst of throwing. And then again, it's just Umar scrambling out and Umar showing good defense. So at this point, it's kind of Umar getting the better of exchanges and Merab kind of failing takedowns, but he's being Merab. He's still coming forward. So that's what people like to see. And then this moment right here, let's do another crash, one of those crash exchanges that they always are known for doing. And right here, it's almost like this is the moment where Umar sprawls and kind of like hits his chin on Merab's head. He throws, they both throw, they both miss. Umar thinks the takedown's coming, so he sprawls. Very energy inducing, but nothing really happened there except for a sprawl attempt by Umar. No one lands flush. It was just a sprawl by Umar. This is another incoming like kind of crash strike attempt by both guys. Umar throws, he lands a jab. He ducks under, tries to follow up, but he doesn't end up falling on anything, so he kind of just scores with that jab and that's it. And then again right here, Umar throws a low kick. Fairly heavy. This part right here looks like Merab lands. It's kind of hard to tell from this angle, but it looks like he throws a hook and it looks like it lands. Like right here. Well, Umar did get his hand up. It didn't really land flush, but at least he's throwing something. Like Merab wasn't really active in the hands this time. Every time he was active, he was kind of like running into Umar, and he would always lose those. But at least he throws something here and exits without getting hit. But right after he throws, Umar throws his jab. They both throw jabs, and then Merab ducks down for an overhand to the body, lands flush actually, and then he's falling up. And then as you can see, Umar right here sees him coming, and he lands something right there. And then Umar throws again, but he misses. So again, one of those crash like exchanges that you don't know what's happening, but when you slow it down, you see Merab landing a body shot, Umar landing a face shot. I'm not gonna say which is more significant. I'll let you guys be the judge of that. But as you can see, Umar's always trying to be first than last. He threw the little jab and he ends up throwing that little hook to end it off. But Merab did a good job landing. This is like one of the few times Merab actually landed in the crash exchange, but it was to the body. I'm not saying body shots aren't significant. I'm just saying when you actually analyze these crash exchanges, Umar usually is getting the best out of it. Right here, looks like both guys trade. Merab throws like a straight punch and Umar throws a low kick. Right there. Well, they both land a jab here, it looks like. But then Umar lands the low kick. So again, another exchange where Umar gets the better of Merab, unfortunately for Merab. And then right after that, look what happens. Umar lands a jab. And Umar lands a hook right there. Merab throws to the chest, it lands. Merab throws to the jab. Merab throws, Merab throws, Merab throws, Merab throws. Nothing's landing. But like I said, if I play that unmuted, the crowd was going crazy. Umar still got the better of that exchange. He's landing the better shots, but like I said, the way Umar's moving, I think it's hard to analyze when you're watching it live. Like I said, judges don't have access to like what we have access to right now. We could like go back and watch it back and like slow frame it and like look like who's actually landing. Judges don't see that. All they do is hear the crowd. I'm not gonna unmute it, but if you could hear the crowd in this moment, they're all screaming for Merab like, Merab's going crazy. Yeah, Merab missed damn near every shot there, like, because Umar was just making him miss, and Umar was actually getting the best of that exchange there. So things like this is the things that people wouldn't understand watching it live, because I think they're a little bit influenced by the crowd. But this whole round was kind of, I don't want to say this is one of the most clear Umar rounds, but when you actually put it into perspective, you start to see that Umar actually was getting the best of a lot of these exchanges here, and he was making Merab miss, which is just kudos to him. Again, jab by Umar. Ducked under his hook, a little wrist punch there. Body punch by Merab lands. He just misses that jab. Umar misses there too. Merab miss, Merab miss, Merab miss, Merab miss. But yeah, like I said, exchanges like that, people really got to watch back round 3. I'm telling you, watch it back, muted, go frame by frame. You're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. 2 seconds later, after that whole exchange, Umar decides to shoot and get stuffed, because Merab is strong, and then they brush each other off. And this is the body language stuff two people were talking about. Look at Umar, Merab smiling, and Umar's like hands by his kind of side. It looks like he's kind of like, that's the only time he showed like negative body language in my opinion in this round. He kind of like got to take down stuff like, why are you standing up straight, bro? You're in a fight, get your arms up. This, that, and there. I know Merab's hands are down too, but like he's eating up. He showed, like, you know what I'm saying, it's different. So I feel like this is the only time in the round in my opinion where Umar showed like bad visuals. And to make matters worse, not even 2 seconds after that, like after they took a break and relaxed, this is when Merab takes him down. Merab shoots for a single leg, grabs it, throws him on the ground with pure muscle, and he points at him. And at this point, the crowd's going crazy. Like pretend we didn't just watch like the first like damn near 4 minutes of this third round where Umar was like landing the better of the exchanges and all that stuff and all that. Because Merab takes him down here, points at him, and the crowd's going crazy. So at this point, it's like, he got taken down. He got taken down. How can he get taken down? Usually when you take someone down and do nothing with it, it doesn't really amount to anything in the UFC unless you have some control time or ground and pound with it. But the way he took down Umar and like the showboating he did afterwards, like, people are gonna react a certain way. He took down a Nurmagomedov and pointed at him. Oh my goodness, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's one of those things. So like I said, I don't understand why the judges and like people watching it live believe that Merab won this round. If you ask them why they won the round, they're probably gonna be like, because he took him down. But literally, you know, later on in this third round, Umar takes him down. But we're gonna get into that later. Like I said, this third round is really interesting when you actually watch it. And this is another crash moment. In this moment right here, this is the first time, in my opinion, that Merab gets the best of a crash striking situation. So Umar throws, he misses. Merab throws, and then you see Merab lands something behind his head right here. And Umar tries to throw on the exit, but he misses. And he kind of like is off balance, and he takes a stumble over there. So that looks visually, it looks so much better for Merab than it does Umar. Because when Umar, like even though Umar threw the last punch, he threw it off balance and he was moving that way. So it looks bad visually for Umar compared to Merab, who for the first time won an exchange. And not even too long after that, Umar throws a jab, boom, and it sends Merab off balance this time. Merab takes a little trudgy step. So at that point, they both hit each other off balance. So like, At this point, we've seen a lot in this round so far. Majority of this round has been Umar outstriking him. However, people can still be like, even though Umar's outstriking him, Kenny, who cares? Because Merab took him down once. Even though he did nothing with the takedown looked cool. I get it. Cool. I respect that. I respect that narrative. It's a little interesting, but I respect it. About 5 seconds later, this big moment happens. Like, the crowd was going crazy for Merab here, which was a little bit confusing to me. Because let me just play it. So he goes for a double leg, gets in deep, scores, but he doesn't score because Umar gets to the butterfly, pushes him off, and then Umar reverses him and puts him in a controlling position. Great scramble by both guys. But what you're gonna notice here is Merab starts to smile, and even at this point, I can't really, I'm not gonna play the full thing, but Merab turns to the crowd and starts to like, yeah, come on guys, I'm doing great right now. But he's in a losing position. Like, this is where he's talking to the crowd, looking over, talking to the crowd, talking to people like, look at this is a good fight, this is a good fight. And it's a great fight, you know what I'm saying? This is a great round. But I don't think Merab's winning this round because at this point he got reversed and he gets held on the cage for about 10 seconds here, just giving up control time because he's too busy talking and playing up to the crowd, which is great visually because like, don't forget, like what, maybe 15 seconds ago he took down Umar, pointed at him, the crowd's going crazy. Now he just attempted a takedown, got reversed, but he made the reverse takedown look better for him because he just turns to the crowd and starts chirping, and they're like, oh yeah, you're killing it, dude. And to be fair, I gotta say this, the first 2 rounds, how good Umar did. This round being, even though Umar's kind of clearly winning, is just the fact that this round was a lot closer than the first 2 rounds. So I do understand the delusion of people like, oh, well, this looks different. So I'm going to say just because it's closer, it's a better round for Merab, so I'm going to give it to Merab. That's what I feel like people fell victim to in this 3rd round at least. And like Umar finally throws a knee at his leg. Finally. Took him long enough. And then he throws another knee. And then he gets reversed here. They both push each other off and then they resume. And then right here is where Umar throws a head kick, but it gets blocked by Merab. Good defense by Merab there. But right here is where Merab throws a little hook. Boom. It doesn't land. Umar throws a hook. Kind of lands on his face. At this point, it's the last 30 seconds. At this point, I would say it's a Umar round, but if Merab lands something significant, he could steal the round. But as you can see, Umar lands a beautiful inside low kick. Draws out a bad reaction from Merab. Then Merab, after getting that low kick, gets a little frustrated. He knows he has to like try to steal the round, so he comes in blitzing, throws an uppercut, kind of misses wildly. And then Umar attempts to score off this, which he ends up actually taking him down here, not before Merab again plays to the crowd. So Merab pushed him against the fence. Once he was against the fence, the iconic moment happened where Umar tried to pull him down, and then Merab's like, dude, I'm not going down, dude. And he looks at Khabib's like, come on, bro, this guy can't take me down. Unironically, 2 seconds later, he ends up getting taken down by Umar here. Boom. And actually he gets control for the rest of the 16 seconds of the round. So yeah, it looked great and the crowd was going crazy. Like I said, if you play this unmuted, you're going to see why people gave Merab this round. But after Umar having the better striking in the round, getting the better of every single crash landing exchange, and then actually controlling him and like taking him down and controlling for the rest of the round, it's a pretty picture perfect clear Umar round. Even though Merab gets up, still gets controlled, talks to the people while getting controlled, playing to the crowd again. And that's what it was. That was the 3rd round. But like I said, I understand why the judges gave it. That's why the reason I'm not calling it a robbery is because if you actually watch that round full speed, like every single crash exchange, like people thought Merab was getting the best of it live. Pretty much because like how Umar will react every time like he will be in those exchanges. He's a little bit more frantic than Merab. Merab's the type to like take the punch and stand his like ground. But Umar's always like moving. And so if he does get hit, it might look a little bit different. But yeah, Umar kind of outpointed him pretty comfortably that round. He won the wrestling via control time that round as well. Like yeah, Merab had that cool moment where he took him down and pointed at him, and that's what everyone's going to remember. But you're not going to remember when Umar reversed him, out-scrambled him, held him against the fence, and you're not going to remember when Umar took him down and controlled him for the last 16 seconds of the round, and you're not going to remember where Umar outstruck him in this round pretty clearly. But like I said, when the first 2 rounds are clearly Umar, and then you look at the 3rd round, it's a lot closer. You start to have like, oh, I don't know who won the fight. But in my opinion, 1, 2, and 3 were Umar. 4 and 5 was Merab. I know people, like I already talked about people who said Merab won the first round. They just must have not watched where Merab got rocked. You know what I'm saying? But I get, other than that, man, and people saying Umar won the 5th, relax. Umar was winning the 5th until that last punch he ate. But like I said, I don't want to take nothing from Merab. He won the fight no matter what. I just want people to see like the 3rd round and judge it for yourself. I don't even know what YouTube Twitter thing that was. This dude's name is, see it right there, Merab versus Umar full fight. I recommend all you guys go watch that just so you can watch it on your own with your non-biased point of views, and just let me know what you guys think. Because at the end of the day, bro, I don't want to just tell you guys what to like think. Just watch it yourself. I just did it frame by frame so you guys can see like who's actually winning the exchanges. And at the end of the day, listen, whatever you say down below, you can believe. I know people are gonna be like, oh, Kenny's mad. No, I love Merab. I like Umar. I don't really care about like who won the fight, and that's why I don't say it's a robbery. Like the thumbnail just gaslit you guys, but I don't actually think it's a robbery, because I said if I was there as a judge and I listened to the crowd, I would have fell into the delusion as well that probably Merab would have won. Watching it live, I did give Umar the third round, because I was watching that pretty, like I was kind of watching how Umar was kind of landing the better shots. But like I said, the crowd is a hell of a drug. This is the same people who thought Islam and Volk 1 was like really close, even though it's kind of 4-1 Islam. But the crowd played a big part in those stuff. But like I said, let me know what you guys think down below. We'll see what you guys say, but I think I gave a really in-depth breakdown in round 3. And yeah, if you guys still think Merab won the first round, I'm not going to break down the first round because it's pretty obvious. But let me know what you guys think down below. That's it for me, and God bless. 2, 3.